Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, lived a young and kind princess named Sofia. With her heart as vast as the kingdom she resided in, Princess Sofia was loved by all. Her reputation for kindness and benevolence spread far and wide, reaching every corner of her realm. She was a beacon of hope, a symbol of compassion, and a testament to the power of love. In the same kingdom, under the same sky but in a world quite different, survived a little match girl. Her life was a stark contrast to that of Sofia's. She lived not in a grand castle, but in the harsh realities of the streets. Yet she held on to hope, strength, and courage with all her might. She was a firefly, flickering in the darkest night, a symbol of resilience and determination. The kingdom was a tapestry woven with the lives of its inhabitants, each thread telling a unique story. Princess Sofia's story was colored with the hues of royalty, while the little match girl's tale was etched in the shades of struggle. Yet both were part of the same fabric, the same kingdom. Their lives, as different as they were bound by the common thread of humanity. The days turned into nights and the seasons changed, the kingdom enveloped in the frosty arms of winter. It was during these cold days and colder nights that destiny decided to intertwine the threads of Princess Sofia and the little match girl. A royal encounter was on the horizon, a meeting that would alter their lives forever. So, on one particularly chilly winter day, their paths crossed in a way neither of them could have predicted. As Princess Sofia was taking a stroll in her kingdom, she noticed a little girl shivering in the cold. The girl was small, no older than 8 or 9 years old. Her ragged clothes were ill-suited for the biting winter wind. Her cheeks were rosy from the cold. Her eyes were wide and full of innocence. Yet they held a certain sadness that was far too mature for her tender age. This was the little match girl, a child of misfortune, forgotten by the world. Princess Sofia, with her heart as warm as the summer sun, couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for the poor child. She saw the girl's bare feet, raw from the frosty ground, her tiny hands shaking as they tried to strike a match for a bit of warmth, a sight that would wrench any heart, and Sofia's was no exception. The winter wind whispered tales of the little match girl's hardship in Sofia's ears, tales that stirred a whirlpool of emotions within her. It was a stark contrast to the life she knew within the castle walls. The princess, who had never known want or need, was suddenly confronted with the harsh reality of the world outside her royal bubble. Sofia's heart was heavy with empathy for the little match girl. She saw herself in the little girl. They were both children, after all. But while Sofia was warm and comfortable in her royal attire, the little match girl was freezing in her threadbare clothes. The injustice of it all weighed heavily on Sofia's young shoulders. But Sofia was not just a princess. She was a beacon of kindness and compassion. She knew she couldn't turn a blind eye to the little match girl's plight. So she made a decision that was as spontaneous as it was noble. Princess Sofia, with a heart as warm as a sunbeam, reached out to the little match girl. In the bustling heart of the kingdom, Sofia spotted a sight that tugged at her heartstrings. There, shivering in the cold, was the little match girl, all alone and in need of a friend. Sofia, with her royal mantle of kindness, couldn't bear to see anyone in distress. She extended her hand, her eyes twinkling with compassion, and led the little match girl into the grandeur of the palace. The castle, usually a place of grand balls and royal ceremonies, became a haven of warmth and friendship for the little match girl that day. Within the palace walls, Sofia cloaked the little match girl in the softest, warmest clothes, chasing away the winter's chill. She served her a feast fit for a queen, filled with delicious treats that brought a smile to the little match girl's face. The royal kitchen, usually bustling with the preparation of elaborate meals, turned into a place where hunger was banished and joy was served on a platter. Now, it's important to remember that Sofia's actions weren't merely born out of royal duty, but out of a genuine desire to help. In the grand scheme of things, Sofia was a princess, and the little match girl was just a commoner. But Sofia saw beyond these labels. To her, they were simply two friends sharing a meal, a laugh, and a warm conversation. The beauty of Sofia's actions lies in their simplicity. She saw someone in need and extended a helping hand. She didn't just provide the little match girl with food and clothes, but she also gave her friendship, warmth, and a sense of belonging. In a world often divided by walls of indifference, Sofia's actions serve as a reminder of the power of kindness. A reminder that it's not just about giving material things, but about sharing love, warmth, and empathy. It's about seeing beyond our differences and reaching out to those in need, just like Sofia did. And just like that, Sofia changed the little match girl's life. Let's remember, it's the smallest acts of kindness that can make the biggest difference. So, let's be like Sofia, let's be the change we wish to see. Days turned into weeks and the little match girl began to thrive in the palace. It was as though she had been there all along. Her laughter echoing through the grand halls, her smile lighting up the room brighter than any chandelier. The palace was no longer just a place of grandeur, but a home filled with warmth and love. The little match girl was no longer the same. She was growing, not just in height, but in knowledge and wisdom. She learned to read, to write, to dance, and even to play the royal harp. Every day was a new adventure, a new lesson, a new opportunity to grow. But the most precious lesson she learned was from Princess Sofia herself, the lesson of friendship. Their bond was unlike any other. It was a friendship that transcended the walls of the palace, the difference in their backgrounds and even their titles. They laughed together, they cried together, they shared secrets and dreams. They were more than just friends, they were sisters of the heart. And through this friendship, the little match girl learned the true value of empathy and kindness. She realized that it wasn't the grandeur of the palace, the richness of the food, or the beauty of the dresses that made her happy. It was the love, the friendship, and the kindness that she received. That's what truly mattered. Princess Sofia, with her gentle heart and kind soul, showed her that kindness wasn't just about giving material things. It was about understanding, about caring, about putting someone else's needs before your own. It was about seeing the world through someone else's eyes and doing what you can to make it a better place for them. The little match girl's life had transformed, but it wasn't just the palace that made the difference. It was the love and kindness she received, the friendship she shared with Sofia, and the lessons she learned from her. The palace was just a place, but the love and kindness, that was her real home. The little match girl, once cold and hungry, was now warm and happy, all thanks to Princess Sofia's kindness. As time went on, the friendship between Princess Sofia and the little match girl grew stronger. They were no longer just a princess and a match girl, but two hearts knitted together by the threads of understanding, compassion, and love. Their bond was as radiant as the sun, warming everyone around them with its glow. Every day they would journey through the kingdom hand in hand. Their laughter echoed through the cobblestone streets, a melody of joy that reached every corner of the realm. It wasn't just a friendship that was blossoming, but also a transformation that was taking place within the kingdom. The people, who once turned a blind eye to the plight of the less fortunate, began to show more kindness and empathy. A newfound sense of compassion was blooming in their hearts, inspired by the unshakable bond between the princess and the match girl. Their actions became a mirror, reflecting the lessons of kindness and empathy that Sofia had taught them. Sofia, with her royal grace, and the little match girl, with her humble courage, had become a beacon of hope and love in the kingdom. They had shown everyone that a title or a crown doesn't define a person, but their actions do. They taught them that every individual, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem, has a story to tell and a heart that yearns for love and kindness. And so, the kingdom became a place where everyone was treated with respect and compassion, where the warmth of love melted the cold walls of indifference. It was a kingdom that had learned to embrace the beauty of diversity and the power of empathy. And they lived happily ever after, reminding everyone that kindness can change the world, one act at a time.